So kind of a good sign, light at the end of the tunnel for those home loan borrowers.
All right, so Sam, how are you today?
Pretty good, and you?
Yeah, pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good. Pretty jazzed up about this week's news. So, mate, do you want to kick us off? Like, what have you got first up?
So the Reserve Bank announced the OCR remains unchanged at 5.5%.
Yep.
But kind of the messaging around that kind of had a slight change of tone from previous announcements. So kind of the expectation of rate cuts is a little bit more in the picture, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
With inflation getting around that target range. And alongside that, Westpac was the first bank to drop their short-term home loan rates.
Okay.
So kind of a good sign, light at the end of the tunnel for those home loan borrowers.
Yeah, well, that's exciting, eh? Like, it'd be cool to actually see some cuts come in, because I think we, like our viewers, once they come through, it's going to like really kick off a bit more activity.
Yeah, exactly.
Which would be cool. Yeah, mate. So I'll kick in next, right? So I've got a little bit like almost like hybrid between commercial and residential. So CoreLogic released their latest construction cost data. This is the Cordell Construction Cost Index, and first time in 12 years, the cost to build a house has reduced, which is kind of exciting, right? Like people have been chatting about it, but there's been some views that maybe costs won't come down. But so they recorded 1.1% reduction in the cost to build like a 3-bedroom home in the 3 months to June 2024, and I think annually they still had a slight increase, but yeah, and it was like, if you look at their commentary, they basically just said, downturn in the construction sector, like things have got a lot softer, and they also had some concerns for what that might mean about the supply of homes going forward.
Right.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Sam, next up, like if we went back maybe 2 weeks ago, might be a little bit longer. Right. Yeah, so we had the poll going. Mate, do you want to tell us a little bit about the poll and sort of where it got to?
Yeah, so the question was around the tax changes for residential investors that came into effect in July. And we kind of polled whether we think this will impact buying activity by residential investors over the next 6 months.
Yep.
And the results from that, majority said more selling, around 68%. 24% said more buying, 22% no major change, and 9% said less buying.
Isn't that interesting?
A bit of a mix, yeah. Everyone kind of had their own views on that, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it funny as well? Because I think if you look at some of the government policy stuff, they're like, we're making these changes to encourage more investment into housing and sort of increase the housing supply. And then you've got the market going, actually, we think investors are more likely to sell. Whether or not that's just a short-term perspective though, right? Because I assume the more selling thing is like, now there's this opportunity to like bypass capital gains tax that you might have had to pay previously. So maybe it's just like a transitional thing. Yeah,
and I think a lot of the comments were saying that interest rates are kind of the more stronger factor into that, so maybe that's kind of reflected in the results.
Yeah, so it'll be cool to see how that tracks out over the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And then mate, sales snapshot. So this one's quite fun. So what's our theme this week?
Yeah, it's classic country living. So I'm quite excited about the property I've got.
Yeah, nice. Tell us about it.
It's 10B John Bryan Drive in Okura. Serenity with style. It's 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom lifestyle property. But it's super close to beaches, the Westfield Albany and the motorway. So pretty cool location and home. This one was marketed by Alyssa MacArthur and Chelsea Allen from Bayleys Coatesville, and sold under the hammer for $2.4 million.
Yeah, pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And that was, I think, that's property of the week maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'd picked that one. It's the one with like the old world lamp from Narnia. So pretty cool to see that one.
That's cool.
Sell, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of lucky charm there on the sale. Then for me, right, like I've gone for something a little bit different. So I've got 19 Carter's West Road in Mangawhai. So this is it, Sam. I'll just show you. It's like what we describe it, scenic getaway with modern flair. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home on 4,000 square metres. I liked the minimalist design with the breathtaking views, although I'd probably change the colour of the big yellow wall. So I might like smash some white through there or something like that. This was marketed by Laureen Hayes and Letitia Partridge from Bayleys Mangawhai, sold under the hammer for $1.365. So I thought that was actually a really good buy, and just a cool little property.
Yeah, no, awesome views.
Yeah. And then so Sam, next up we go offshore with our global partner Knight Frank. What have we got in international news this week?
Yeah, so they released their global house price index for the first quarter of this year, and the snapshots, the housing markets across 56 different countries. Yeah, the annual growth in their index was 3.6%, which is slightly lower than their long run trend of like around 5.6%.
Yep.
And yeah, what came out on top for that was Turkey, and that's
okay.
kind of like related to inflation.
They've been like going hard for ages now, eh?
Yeah. And New Zealand was kind of in the lower areas with not heaps of change. So
yeah. Cool. I think if you went back, it was like a year or two ago, New Zealand was sitting right at the bottom for like almost a year because our correction kind of came pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to see us like maybe like struggling our way to the top. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. And then finally, right, property of the week, Stam. So, mate, do you want to start us off this week?
Yeah, so I've got 88 Tirohanga Road in Cambridge, a hilltop sanctuary with $1 million views, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom on 25 hectares of contoured and pest-protected land.
That's cool.
Yeah, just over 9 kilometres from the Cambridge township. And yeah, this is a pretty cool property, so if you're interested, you can get in touch with Amanda Merrington from Bayleys Cambridge.
Yeah, cool. And then for me, right, I've got 44 Glanville Terrace in Parnell. So this is a Summit Chaplin masterpiece, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms on 642 square metres. Ultra luxury residence with 3 levels of living. It's constructed with concrete, steel, American oak, all to an international standard. It's just like really cool, gorgeous house. Yeah, and if you want to learn more about this one, contact Vicky Wallace or Gary Wallace from Bayleys in Remuera.
Awesome.
Cool. So, Sam, with that said, we'll wrap it up here.
Cool.
Yeah, sweet. And we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
See ya.